Hello everyone. Today we want to talk about this etching. I separate this into two parts because this is a lot to talk about, and this is very important section for the semiconductor fabrications. So we separate this as etching into two sections. First section we'll focus in more on the fundamental. What is the dry etching and what is the wet etchings, and some definition and principles of these two etching techniques. And then we will talk about types of the etchings and the wet etchings. Later on in the next section, we'll introduce each type little bit in detail, in depth of the dry etching and wet etching, and the pros and cons of the dry and wet etchings. So okay, go to what we'll include for these lectures. So what is a etching? And then number two, what is the dry etching? And then what is wet etchings? Number three, type of dry etching and the wet etchings. Uh, three and four is kind of in this section or next section we'll talk about. Okay, so what is the etching? So you can see here, this two red circles, it's the etching. It's after the etching happened. So you can see here that's the etching. So it's basically removing the selective material from the substrate. So whenever we want to remove, we want those to be removed. And then we want use etching technique to control for those. So in semiconductor device fabrication, etching refers to any technology that selectively remove material from the thin film on a substrate with or without the power structures on its surface. And by this removal, create a pattern of that material that is we want. So basically try to create a pattern we want and then using the action techniques. So what is the dry etching and what is wet etching? So sounds very like a nomenclature is very straightforward for the dry and wet etchings. As you can see at the left, this is a commercial reactive ion etching setup in a clean room. And this is one type of the dry etchings. So dry etching basically it's now its most commonly used type of the etching because the preciseness of those etching. And this process normally using a neutrally charged high energy ions for etching of the subject target surface. And when we're doing this process, we'll generate these ions using a radio frequency field to convert reactive gases to plasma. So we basically using plasma to control and then try to deposit onto the try to kill those masks after the mask. So and on your right, you can see the wet etching is more straightforward. It's basically involving using the liquid chemicals or etchant to remove the materials. So you try to dip into those etchants and then to remove the materials. Maybe you put one 1 minute or 2 minutes, depending on the recipes. And at this slide, we only talk about two examples, and this is our two of the many examples. So we talk about more in each dry and wet etchings in the next lectures in more depth. Okay, go to next. So next we'll talk about types of the dry etching and wet etching. First one will be dry etching. So we'll be reactive ion etching, RIE. We talk about that, touch up a little bit for that from the previous one, as you can see here on the left hand side, that the dry etching techniques, and also the next one will be splatter etching and ion milling, and three will be deep reactive ion etching. So this is what we're talking about in next sections, and wet etching will be normally will be two methods we will talk about. First one will be dipping method, and then second one will be spin and spread. Okay, but thank you so much for watching this. I think we'll see you in next one. Okay, thank you. Bye.